Okay. Do you have any missile boats? Like,
Excellent
did you get?
suggestions. Excellent
Yep.
suggestions. I can show the. I actually forgot to add that. I can show you guys the Swingfire as well. Swingfire is a good example because it showcases missiles. We have missiles in game. Various names, but basically they're missiles. Now, various types of missiles can be countered by countermeasures. Especially more prominent on higher tiers, not so much on lower tiers. And you have basically, I would call it very easily, two types. One is reflective armor. Basically, you shoot armor that destroys the missile, so it cannot do damage. Those tend to be disposable, which means that if you hit an area once, it's going to blow up that armor section. Which means that for the next missile, you aim for the same area, you will penetrate and do damage because that reactive armor is destroyed. The other flip side of that coin is an active protection system, which will is very unlikely to run out because it's an ammunition-based type of anti-missile system. They tend to have a longer reload, so you can have a chance of actually shooting missile again in a short succession in order to penetrate and do damage to the target. How this becomes apparent in higher tier, if you want to use missiles a lot, is that you will learn which tanks you can really have a high chance of scoring and dealing damage and penetrating, or if your missile is likely to just be destroyed, and this will basically dictate how you act on the battlefield. And I will jump into a tier 4 tank, the Swingfire, and showcase this right now.
Thank you.
No problem. Babes, thank you for getting me water. Now the Swingfire comes with two missiles, and its main armament is just missiles. Now the downside to missiles is that you need to stand completely still for 4 seconds in order to be able to shoot at the target. Then you need to lace the target, and basically means aim at the target and the spot you want to hit on the tank until the missile strike. So the main challenge when you do this, especially in an armored fighting vehicle like the Swingfire, is your exposure time. You are wide open for anyone to shoot at you, which is why the Swingfire sometimes can be really hard to tank. And I will do my best to put it in good positions where I'm able to use it effectively. When it's effectively deployed, it can be a superbly fun tank to drive. And I tend to have, in the beginning, either I did well or I got rolled over. Now, main battle tanks, some of them can actually shoot missile out of its cannon. And they are a little bit easier to get used to because since you're in the main battle tank, you have good frontal armor, you don't take as much damage. I have 760 health points right now, and everything penetrates me, and it will be really interesting to see if I can actually survive the round. That's why, again, I'm working a little bit more with vertical cover here. I am basically trying to minimize what they can shoot at me. I'm basically down in street level, and the missiles go up. So I just can't go up. Need to wait a few seconds, and then I shoot.
Another nice thing I noticed about the Swingfire is it can actually, if you're behind cover that would normally block your shot, the Swingfire can actually shoot up and over it.
Excellent point that I forgot to cover. The cool thing when you actually track missiles like this, or like when you lace them, is that you can actually shoot around corners a little bit, over cover, and I've used it successfully quite a few times. It takes some getting used to. Once you have it, it's one of those things that can save your life, or the life of a teammate. Now the Swingfire have the scout ability to actually lace targets, which is what I'm using now. And now I need to relocate. Now I am standing out in the middle, in the open here, but I'm using distance to see if I can't get another shot in before I relocate entirely. Now I haven't gotten a lot of damage in so far, but I'm not too concerned about it because I know that more opportunities will present itself as this round unfolds. My biggest mission right now is basically staying alive and not taking damage needlessly. Now another good thing to do when we have a low like we have now, when we don't have any tanks up, is you can press your C button, as in Charlie button, to manually reload, so you have a full missile rack or a full clip, if you have an autocannon, so you can be ready when the enemy comes. The reason why I'm not shooting at them right now is that I need that silhouette to kind of paint the target, and if I were to shoot now it wouldn't really go anywhere. And there we go, I hit that big light panzer, the big Panzer 57 twice. The first shot got completely deflected by its tracks, and the other one did damage. I will actually reposition here a little bit more to the left to get better shots at the enemy coming in from the left. And I will use this burning wreck as some frontal armor cover. Another two hits. The first one hit and took out the enemy's cannon, and the other one hit and did damage. Another nifty thing that you can do, if let's say I'm shooting now and this target would be destroyed, I can actually shoot it, and let's say it was going there, and I actually swap targets mid-flight. Which actually is what I did there. I was shooting at the Chieftain 5 here. I scored the hit and then my teammates took it out. I saw this, I had a missile in flight, and I moved it over to the Beam D1, which got destroyed. Another thing you don't really need to worry so much about when you're shooting missiles is, from a missile platform like this, is your gun depression. You can see here my tank is pointing up a lot. If I had a normal tank, I wouldn't be able to hit any of these targets coming up here. The reason why I'm not shooting now is because they're behind cover. Here we go. I wouldn't be able to make this shot if I wasn't using the missile system, because the missile system here is shooting upwards a lot, and then they angle down towards whatever I'm shooting at. And that's basically how you use missiles. And then it seems that I've come into a really good position here. I'm a bit exposed from this side, but this is actually quite fun and really pleasing. And there we go, that was the last tank for this match.